Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Alice and I want to use this opportunity to thank you all for subscribing to my channel and also to put a face to the name. Today I'm going to show you how I transformed a basic glass cabinet into a unique statement piece. I will link all the tools and equipment that I use for this DIY in the description box below. While you're watching this video, you may notice that some part of the process are missing or disjointed, and the reason for this is that while I was editing the video, I noticed some of the footage in my external hard drive were corrupted. So this is the reason why some part may seem disjointed. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also click on the bell icon so you get notified every time I release a new video. Without further ado, let's get to the video. This is the glass cabinet that I'm gonna be working on. I use my detail sander to sand the cabinet down, and I sanded pretty much everything, considering the cabinet was made of MDF rather than hardwood, so I was a little bit gentle in some areas. I removed the doors and the shelves and sand them down too. So as I mentioned earlier on, I lost a lot of footage for this tutorial, so I'll try my best and explain to you guys what I did in the parts that you won't be able to see. And if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by, and if you've not subscribed and you're into DIY, fashion, lifestyle and interior, you can click on the subscription button and subscribe to my channel so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And for those who have been with me from the beginning until now, thank you so much for sticking around and for your support. Once I finished sanding the cabinet, I went ahead with this sugar soap solution and wiped the cabinet ready for painting. For the glass doors, you might have to use masking tape and just to protect the glass from any paint that is going to go on it once you start painting. So this is something to bear in mind before you do that. There was a slightly damage on this cabinet on the bottom side, so I went ahead with the all-purpose filler and use it to just smoothen things out. And once that was dry, I used the sandpaper and sand it down just to give it a smooth finish before painting it. So I use this quick dry primer to prep the cabinet ready for painting. So just be aware that you need to mix it really well before painting it, otherwise you're going to end up with solvent on top and the actual primer at the bottom, which is not a good thing. And once it was dry, I only did one coat, but you can do, it's recommended to do 2 or 3. So for me there was no need to do that because I was gonna paint the cabinet using matte black paint, so there's no need to prep it that much. So once the primer was done, I went ahead and used matte black paint and painted the whole unit black. There's no actual footage of me doing the painting, so as I mentioned earlier on, I lost the footage. So this is how the cabinet looked like after I'd finished painting it black. So for one of the glass door, I decided to use these wooden moldings from an old bed that I had, and I was no longer using it. It was just going to go in the skip, so I decided to reuse them. And I measured the length of the frame from one end to the other and cut them, all of them, in the same size. I think I used around 17 of these wooden molding to glue them on the dough. So once you've cut them out, just do make sure you paint them first before sticking them on. And I used this wall sticker that I had some leftover from an old project to cover the glass because I didn't want the glass to show, so I kind of have like an all black kind of look. So the wall stickers were not the best, as you can see from this video that I had a lot of air in them whilst trying to stick them on. But if you get this kind of air, you can pull it out and use your card or squeegee and just straighten it out, or you can use a hair dryer and to get rid of the bubble, just depending on what you've got. So the leftover wall stickers were not long enough to cover the whole glass, so I had to use 2 pieces to cover it. And can you see there's a little bit of joint, but I'm not worried about it because I'm going to use the wooden molding to cover it. And then I went ahead and used my crafty knife and tidy up the whole frame, and this is how the frame looks like. So this is the exciting bit about the whole project, on how to arrange your wooden molding onto the dough. I'm going to use the black one to glue them into the frame, and the white ones are just to give me an idea on how I want the spacing of the black wooden to be on the frame. And this is the kind of look I'm gonna go for. So I put the glue on the whole molding piece because this one is gonna get attached to the actual wooden frame, so there was no glass in between, so that's why I added the glue. You'll see what I mean in the next one. And then I used some clips to clip it together. And then on the next one, this is what I'm talking about. I only needed to do just the top bit and the bottom bit. I didn't have to do the middle bit because the middle bit is where the glass is sitting and there's nothing there to hold it, so there was no point of wasting the glue. As you can see, I'm gonna put it there and there, just where my fingers are pointing at the wooden frame. And then again, I kept on doing this and using the clamps to hold the wooden molding for the glue to dry before moving on to the next one. So I kept on doing this until the whole frame was covered in wooden moldings. So this is how the dough looked like, which is not too bad. As I'd mentioned earlier on, because I applied too much glue on the wooden molding before sticking them to the frame. As you can see, there's a little bit of white marks underneath the wooden molding. So what I did was use paint and just painted those areas where the glue was sticking out and was a bit visible. So if you did what I did, you can just use your paint and correct it. So here's a finished look of the dough, which I am happy with. What do you guys think? Do let me know in the comment section below. And you can see the blue marks don't show as I painted them over, so this kind of gave the whole dough a clean finished look. For the second dough, I'm going to use this self-adhesive abstract furniture wrap that is from Wallpaper Mural, and it's really good. I love the quality of this wrap. I think it's one of the best self-adhesive wrap that I've ever used. The quality is just amazing. I'll highly recommend them to you guys. So it has these abstract faces on it, which is just perfect for a wow factor on the cabinet. So I made sure where the glass that the self-adhesive wrap was gonna go on was nice and dry before I stuck it on, just to avoid any bubbles forming. So once I was happy with the design that I was going to go for, I went ahead and cut it out just to make it easy for me to stick it on the glass, and just peel section at a time and glue it down, and then work your way from the middle of your surface going outwards, like the way I'm doing there. Just keep on doing this small section at a time until your whole furniture is covered with the self-adhesive wrap. And once you're happy and there's no air bubble on your surface, then you can go ahead and use a crafty knife and a ruler to tidy up the edges of your furniture and to give it a clean, professional look. So this is how the dough turned out. I am so happy with it. I'm very pleased. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. So lastly was to put everything together, and this kind of turned out to be a little bit of a nightmare, because when I was trying to put the shelves in, for some reason they didn't want to go in. I had to push them in. As you can see, I scratched the surface of my paint, so I had to repaint the places where I had scratched. It was just a nightmare, seriously. I felt like I might have done something wrong. I just don't know what happened. Maybe the paint expanded. I just don't know. Maybe I'd put too much paint to the point that the shelf just didn't want to go in. Anyway, so that happened, and I had to repaint the areas where were scratched, which I felt like crying because it was just a hard work, and then I had to do it all over again. But hey, it had to be done. So once I'd finished painting, I attached the doors onto the cabinet, and I really enjoyed doing this project. So I'd like to hear your thoughts, guys, on what you think about the whole project, how I did it, like honestly, and if you have any kind of DIY that you want me to do in future, just drop me a comment and I will try and get round to them. So this is another alternative way of just revamping your glass cabinet without breaking the glass. So I was thinking of using a rattan to do this, but I mean, rattan is being on trend this year, and I mean probably for the next few years to come, but I just wanted something different that no one has, and I think I achieved by doing this. So loved the whole project, loved how it turned out. So you guys, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you've not subscribed to my channel, I'll really appreciate if you do. And thank you for all your support and your encouragement for those people who've been watching and subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye.